We crossed the Arghandab River on September 3, 2006, with high hopes and a whole lot of naivety. Nothing had begun as we had hoped. The coalition's first deaths during Operation MEDUSA were all 14 crew of a British Nimrod aircraft killed in a crash. This was the British military's most significant single loss of life since the Falklands War. Before we could begin our own attack, we were dispatched to look for survivors and secure the crash site. It felt like foreshadowing. When it was our turn to advance, our naivety didn't last long. Before I even had time to realize what a pickle we were in, I was forced to react to our first casualties, including our first soldier killed in action. An 82mm recoilless rifle round struck the vehicle of one of our engineers. Most of those soldiers inside the vehicle were wounded or unconscious, and the vehicle went radio silent. They were out of the fight. That smell of death is something that remains with you forever. It is not something that can be easily described, but once you smell it, there is no turning back the clock. It is now part of your very fiber. When someone talks about the smell of death, most people immediately think of the detective shows where they find a dead body badly decomposing. But this was different. It was the smell of death itself. A living person who had just been killed. As the radio buzzed with reports of more casualties and people calling for assistance, bullets whizzed by my ears, none touching me. A strange and surreal feeling of calm comes over you when you realize that you'll probably die in the next few minutes. Once you accept that, you can just go on about your business. It doesn't mean that you're not scared, but you can function. I realized that I was not going to be much of a benefit standing in the back of the company commander's lab, where I had begun the morning, and so I quickly dismounted. I started running between our armored vehicles trying to get them moving in the right direction. I could see and hear bullets and grenades hitting the labs and ricocheting off into the fields. On the far right flank, a platoon of Afghan National Army soldiers fought north through the marijuana fields with their American mentors. The marijuana fields were on fire, filling the air with smoke. Through the haze, I could see part of our objective, the white schoolhouse that was where the Taliban were first formed.